Hi everyone, it's Krista. Today I felt guided to share my story of how I started working with energy and what was my catalyst to do this work and to heal myself and to become a healer and so on. And so what was that? And of course it was my children. And so I'll tell you how it all started. And so this was when my child was a baby and toddler, I suppose. And I remember just sitting in the pediatrician office across from my pediatrician. This was just many, many times of sitting in front of him and hearing the same thing. And so he looked at me right in my eyes, as he always had with his full authority, and said that my child's symptoms and conditions were normal. And it was just, I think, one time too many where something just woke up inside me. And it just lit a fire in me. I just had it. And this alarm bell just went off inside me. And I just couldn't stop it. It just kept ringing and ringing. And, as usual, I asked the questions that us parents ask, repeated questions. And I just looked at my son sitting there on the little paper on the table. And I just knew that there was something to do about his decline, and that what my pediatrician was saying just didn't sit with me. It just didn't make any sense logically or just within my body. And these repeated infections he kept getting. And my pediatrician was just saying this, and I just knew it wasn't true, and that my child's conditions were static and unchangeable. It was amazing, and it was an amazing experience. I'm sure there's many of you out there listening that have had this experience where I really felt, as I can now say with a modern term, really gaslit, because he was saying there was just thousands, the American Academy of Pediatrics, there's thousands upon thousands of doctors that confirm this. And I was just like, my BS meter was just skyrocketing, going off. And it just pissed me off. And anger just began to burn inside me. And frustration, fear, defensiveness, and chaos just grew and grew and grew. And out of pure desperation and love for my child, I turned inward. Connecting to what I now know is my heart. And that began my spiritual awakening. And I allowed myself, to hear her and her love and her gentle nudges that were never gentle. They were gentle. They were never judgmental or critical. They were always very subtle. Her guidance and her assurance that all is well and that I'm on the right path by not believing what I saw in my material world. And so I was just desperate, and I just knew I just needed to trust that. And that I knew that it was my soul, it was my heart, it wasn't my mind that was telling me this. I didn't know it at the time, I now know. So she was there waiting for me. She's always been with me, for me to see her and to hear her truth. And she's always been with me. So, and she or he, they are with you as well. This was the year 2000. And so, I'm 60 years old now. My kids are 24 and 27 now. So this was before social media, before, it was really the beginning of the internet, so to speak. And but I had my sleepy dial-up, that took 10 minutes to upload a photo at the time. And so I was fueled by love that I had for my child, and I got to work. So when my kids were in bed around midnight or so, after laundry and whatnot, I got to work and I just burned the midnight oil, as they say. And I had so much passion about it and focus. I just kind of ignored all of my physical, sensations of eating and sleeping. And I just kept at it. And I now know, I can say that I believed in myself, and I knew that I knew I could do it. I knew I could, through trusting my soul, my inner being, and not my mind. I know, who would have thought that, right? Let me just turn my page here. Okay, because I am known to go off on tangents, so I got to keep myself focused here. So no one told me this or taught me how to do this. So I'm just telling you that now, that this is an innate ability that you're born with, because we already know how to do it. We all do, and we can. The only requirement is to be alive. Like, seriously, if you're breathing, you have a soul, you have a connection, you have a non-physical part of you that you can turn to and go inward, who has all of the answers, knows your desires, knows your destiny, knows why you're here, and knows what to do and what is the next thing to look at or to trust, or that lights up for you. So I knew that my inner being would always have my back. She was there for me without a bias, a belief system, or judgment. And that's the mind's job. And the external influences that were all around me and continue to be around and surround me, and and I continue in today's world, as we all do, right? It's just part of the human experience. So but what I now know, as a parent, as a mom, 25 years later, is how to connect to my intuition in everyday life. It's just second nature for me now, and I easily know what to do, when to do it. Big decisions, small decisions, the big 3,000-foot view, versus even to just down to what should I have for lunch? I'm not really sure. And I know now how to teach others how to do it, even though, like, as I said, it's an innate ability. But to help, I've created a structure and system that helps parents. I have found it helps kind of be a scaffolding to connect to your intuition again, and for you to know that you've always had this and have always had that. So this is what this is. This course is just a system to help you reconnect and help to prompt you and guide you back to operating in all pistons of your engine, to all of who you are, this non-physical being, and this having this human experience. So this course, there's 10 modules. It's amazing. It's about 8 or 9 hours of programming, of instructional video, and each module is based on a subject having to do with being a parent and navigating, and those hard questions, those burning questions we have. Should I send my child to this person's house, for a play date? What's the best diet? Who do I trust? What should I do? And balancing social boundaries and all kinds of things. And so it's all there, and world chaos and everything, right? And so it's, this course is here for you. It's just a wonderful way to connect. And then, so I offer this up to you. There's healing, there's clearings and healing exercises in each of the modules. And so, and the first four modules are free. And so it's my gift to you. And as a fellow parent and change maker, creator of the life that you want to live, it's there for you. I want you to know that I believe in you, and that I know in my heart, I feel you, that you're a path forger for you and your family, that you are a leader, you are a healer. So that's just how it is. And so, anyway, so check out my course, and if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out, and I will see you next time.